So the Commanders are taking on the Seahawks in primetime on Sunday, and let's just say it's pretty important. You lose this, you can basically kiss the playoffs goodbye. Now, the biggest news of the week is undoubtedly that Jayden Daniels will be back under center, and of course, he will be wearing the Super Bowl throwback uniform. Boy, am I glad to see those. Now, Jayden was a full participant all week long as he recovered from his hamstring injury, and he is officially good to go. Also, a look at footage from practice showed that he was practicing without his knee brace, so we could potentially see him at full strength when he does get back out on the field. Now, Jayden has been having a good year so far, although he hasn't quite produced the magic that he did during his stellar rookie season. With the Commanders risking falling to 3-6 on the year, they will be looking to Jayden to dip into his bag of tricks. Whether it is with his legs, whether it is with his arm, the hopes of the game and potentially the season could be riding on this young man's shoulders. And the odds are stacked against him. Don't get it twisted. But I, and most of everyone out there in Commanders Nation, trust Mr. Jedi 5 to make those moments happen. Now, unfortunately, Jayden will not be joined by his favorite wideout, Mr. Terry McLaurin, who aggravated his quad injury in last Monday's loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Terry had a couple of great catches, like this touchdown on your screen right now, but unfortunately, there was a diving catch up the left sideline which re-aggravated that injury that he suffered on the deep shot against the Las Vegas Raiders. Terry has not been put on IR, but it does not seem as if he will be ready for the immediate future. But don't worry, here's some great news from Joe Witt Jr.
You saw T.O. and Jordan, the way they just ran and hit.
And with Jordan and Tyler, do you see a similar role for them moving forward, or is this, how do you see them going forward?
Yeah, when you play well, you get more opportunities, and it's going to be hard to get Jordan off the field. So we have to make sure that we can find roles for him. Same as T.O. T.O. is a guy that has a lot of hit power to him and a lot of speed. I mean, there was a ball that got on the sideline, and you just saw those two kids just boom going to it right now, and that was good to see. So we'll find spaces for them to continue to get roles in the game.
For a defense that has struggled and been faced with a multitude of injuries, this is some really good news. Jordan Magee and Tyler Owens will both continue to play large roles on the defense moving forward. Starting with Magee, he's only a second-year player and a fifth-round draft pick out of Temple at that. Not exactly your prototypical linebacker taken in the first round out of an SEC powerhouse. But a couple of things that Magee has that the rest of the Commanders starters do not is speed and range. Bobby Wagner is a lock for the Hall of Fame. Frankie Luvu is a reigning second-team All-Pro, and he performed at a very high level last year. But one thing both of those players do not have at this moment is the type of speed and range that Magee gives the defense. Whether it is dropping back into pass coverage and having a little more flexibility with your schemes over the middle of the field, whether it is getting out to the boundary and tackling runners, whether it's chasing out screens and getting them for negative plays. Jordan Magee has shown flashes throughout this season. And like Joe Witt Jr. said, we can continue to see more of him because, as he put it, if you play well, you will get rewarded for your efforts. Look at this right here. Come on, this guy is a star. Tyler Owens was a little bit more of a surprise inclusion than his young counterpart, but just like Magee, he too showed flash, albeit in fewer snaps. Now, Owens has great speed and range, but he's also got a great physical profile in terms of his size and strength. He gives the Commanders more flexibility, particularly in their pass coverage. If you listen to the coaching staff during the week, they said that Owens was added into the game plan because of the dimensions he gave them with their man coverage against Travis Kelce. And although Kelce still had a field day, Owens definitely produced some nice moments. He will be a player to keep your eyes on moving forward, particularly with the Seahawks favoring 22 personnel with A.J. Barner and Elijah Arroyo on top of the deep threat of Jaxon Smith-Njigba. Hey, speaking of JSN, can somebody let Daron Payne know who's on the scouting report?
Not a guy you'll directly match up with, but when you watch a tape of Jaxon Smith-Njigba, what's that look like?
Who's that?
Seahawks wideout.
Oh, no, I ain't paying him no attention.
He's leading the league in yards.
Yeah, I'm a straight O-line, D-line, man. I got enough on my plate. I know the DBs, they could tell you better.
Okay, I don't know if Payne intended for these comments to be disrespectful or not, I don't know if the Seahawks are using this as bulletin board material, but allow me to make one thing very, very clear. Mr. Jaxon Smith-Njigba is right at the top of the Commanders' scouting report. Yes, he might not be the biggest name over the course of his NFL career, but boy, in his third season out of Ohio State, has he made the leap. With DK Metcalf moving on to the Pittsburgh Steelers, JSN leads the NFL in receiving yards. According to sportsbooks, he is projected to catch about 95.5 yards against this Commanders secondary. So with the space afforded to him by Metcalf's departure, with Darnold transitioning from Minnesota to the Pacific Northwest, the training wheels are off for this offense, and they will be taking numerous deep shots down the field. So although Daron Payne's not dropping back into quarters, he's not lining up in man coverage against the guy in the slot, he is definitely going to need to get home and help his secondary be prepared to shut down JSN. And look, maybe you can't shut him down. A guy that's playing this well, with the confidence that Darnold has, with the Seahawks coming off of a bye week, yes, he's probably going to make his share of big plays. But I can guarantee you this. If the Commanders want to win this game, they're going to have to make a real effort to slowing down Seattle's best player. And while we're talking about the defensive line, did anybody happen to see this tweet? During a season in which 80% of the defense has underperformed, putting it nicely, Javon Kinlaw has been a true standout, and JK deserves his flowers. Adam Peters was ridiculed, criticized by local and national media. Fans of the Commanders, fans of the Jets, fans of the 49ers, fans of every team in the NFL said that this was a terrible move. And JK has done nothing other than be dominant this season. Now, I will say, the last couple of games were probably the ones in which he had the least impact this season. He is also coming off of a minor injury that forced him to exit the Chiefs game in the fourth quarter. However, he is expected to be a full go on Sunday night, and I am looking for him to have a big game. The Seahawks do not have a great running game as it is, but with the Commanders being down guys, particularly at the edge rusher position, we're also going to need to see him not just be a force in stopping the run, but also collapsing the pocket, getting after the quarterback, and hey, if he gives it to you, why not get him on the ground as well? And while the Commanders are definitely going to try to assert the running game of their own, Mr. Bill Croskey-Merritt, unfortunately, has not been as effective as he once was this season. After coming out guns blazing, he only has one rush above 10 yards over the last 3 weeks of football. Now, I have not given up on this guy, and I would definitely say that opposing defenses have been able to tee off on him by the Commanders' lack of receiving weapons outside. So even with Terry gone, let's see if we can open up some holes. Still, that's going to be a tall task against this Seattle Seahawks front line. Mike Macdonald, in my opinion, is one of the top 3 defensive minds in the sport and potentially in the world. And the Seahawks have done a phenomenal job of shutting down opposing running backs this season. Not only do they lead the NFL in rushing yards allowed per carry, but they also lead the entire league in stuff rate. So if the offensive linemen are not on their P's and Q's, if the receivers are not separating, if they're not blocking, and if Jayden Daniels is not forcing them to play him honest, if he is not completing passes down the field, the Seahawks are going to completely dominate the line of scrimmage and force Washington's offense to become one-dimensional. Regardless of if you think the Commanders season is over, regardless of if you think that it is only just beginning, we're all fans of the team. They're going to need our support on Sunday night, and let's be there. Whether it's in the stadium, whether it's online, whether it's just you yelling at your TV. Let's give the boys our energy, because this is a pivotal game for the course of the season. If we lose, maybe we're sellers at the deadline. If we win, maybe we're going on the 2012 run to the playoffs. You never know, but I'm not going to root for my team to fail. So let's all get in here. I'll be back with a stream before the game on Sunday. Go to the comment section right now. Let me know what you guys are expecting for the matchup. Make sure you like this video if you did enjoy. Hit the subscribe button if you're a new viewer around here as well. And as I always say, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day.